Ain't no last calls here.
Bar Talk with Jay.
All right, welcome to Bar Talk with Jay. Welcome. One thing I'm going to tell you, brought to you by Dispose LLC. This is a garbage company that's doing great things, and one of the things I want to see if I can do is get the junk out your house. Yes, we're in the corona season still. Yeah. People are still worried. So my whole thing is, let's get that stuff away from you. Put it to the landfill. I'll take it for you. That's right. I'll be that taxi driver for you to get your trash away from you. That's right. Just give us a call at Dispose.
Yes.
Now, I got to get back to this person. Been rocking with me now going on 5 years. This man comes into the building with nothing but glow. That's right. Can't take from my man, Craftmatic. How you doing tonight, big baby?
I'm doing lovely, Jay.
You started? No, that ain't possible.
I'm just lovely, bro.
Man, ain't nothing wrong with that, bro.
Everything is going well. You know, life is good. And got a bright future.
I like that.
Resolved over my past.
Oh, okay.
And feeling good today, bro.
I still got some problems about my past.
Yeah.
I ought to go on somebody's couch or something.
I'll help you work on that, man.
All right. Yeah, because you got to let it go, you know.
You got to let it go, man.
You can't hold on to old feelings and think it's going to be helpful, but I like to say I like to learn lessons as I go, so I don't have to repeat them.
Yeah.
And that's huge, because a lot of times you really feel like you are perfect and you far from it. So you just harbor and you hold on to, and you be like, yeah, it don't bother me. And then you go on my phone talking crazy.
Yeah,
don't do it.
That's exactly what we were talking about before the show. People are running from their realities.
Yeah.
And when you run from your reality, you just spin your wheels in life. You don't get nowhere, right?
That's kind of sad.
You keep experiencing the same thing, the same people, the same circumstances over and over and over, because you're not willing to change within yourself and maybe accept the greater reality. We're all about self-development and self-assessment on this show, which is a great way to introduce ourselves. This is Bar Talk with Jay. My name is Craftmatic. This is my boy Smooth Jay.
In the building.
And of course, we are here to liberate your minds and souls with a great dialogue. We're just going to have a great conversation about a subject tonight, and we ask that you would participate from wherever you are. Find a way to become open to new ideas as you listen to this show. Decide what's right for you, what's wrong for you, how would you do it, how do our stories and opinions and experiences make a difference to your own resolve about the subject. But be intentional about making decisions as you listen to this information. This is good quality stuff. We're always beneath the surface of things. We don't like surface ideas. We like to know why and what's the reason and the rationale and understanding. And I think we do a great job of it here. And I'm so glad that you folks are here with us tonight. This is my highlight of the week, one of my favorite things in the world to do. And, this is Jay and I's passion, just to be in media. Sharing positive and powerful ideas. So thank you again for being here. Of course, we always start the show off with a prayer. I didn't know if anybody.
Okay, man, give it to him, baby.
Okay. Well, we've got guests in the house tonight who suggested a prayer topic.
Okay, what they got?
And tonight we're going to pray over health and wealth.
Okay.
And I really like even the notion of health and wellness. So, I got some fantastic ideas here. Let's just take it to the Lord, shall we?
Right,
Heavenly Father, we thank you right now for your greatness and your awesomeness and your power and your amazing grace in our lives. We ask tonight, Heavenly Father, that you would inspire us in the idea of health and wealth and health and wellness. We're asking, Heavenly Father, that you would reveal health and wellness in our physical lives, in our circumstances, our situations, and even in particularly our bodies. Bring health, perfection, the perfect seed of health being revealed in each cell of our bodies. Just let it flow through us. We ask, Father, that you would allow us to reach a greater wealth and health and wellness in our spirituality. We don't want to just meet today's standards and meet today's obligations, Father. We want to be prepared to fight the good fight for many years to come. Build us up with a spiritual strength, Father, of healing and health and wholeness and wellness in our bodies, so that we never have to be concerned about what is needed of today. We've always got enough strength to grind forward with what you would have for us. We ask, Father, that you would give us health and wellness in our money and in our cash flow, in our timing, Heavenly Father. Don't let life move too fast and don't let it move too slow, Heavenly Father. We ask that you would give us health and wellness in our relationships. May we have wonderful friends and family. May there be respect among all our relationships. May there be joy and helping and support in all of the people who are around us and in our lives. Give us, Father, the riches of life, celebrations and having fun and having joy and livingness and good times. And let us just be grateful, Father, for being awoke and awake right now. No need for a special occasion. Fill our hearts with the spirit of joy and happiness. We ask, Heavenly Father, that whatever our endeavors are, that you would just fill it with your health and with your wellness and with your riches and prosperity and abundance. We ask, Father, that you would be here tonight to do a good and perfect work. And in Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Oh, I felt that.
Oh, man, I got some. I missed half of what I wanted to say there, but that was, woo, I was loving that. I had been in that zone for a little while. Listen, yeah, remember I keep talking about scratching and fighting in the midst of a prayer? That I'm scratching and fighting for just life to be good, right? In my spirit and in my mind, I'm like a bear just clawing up this ladder of success to just life to just be abundant and rich and full and happy. And there'll be no worries and problems and, strangers and dark people around you and bad circumstances. Life can move at a smooth pace, And I think what it requires is us to be mindful of the Spirit. It's like a glass table. You can clean this glass table to perfection. Walk away. 3 days later, you come back, it's full of dust. Right? Because the nature of things is to fill it with dust. So you got to be mindful enough to stay on that I'm on a good path. And sometimes our mind will drift off to things are horrible and things are bad and I'm not a good person and this ain't working and that ain't working. And those thoughts they're like circumstances. Right? So if we can be mindful enough to say, no, I have hope and things are going to be okay and things are smooth and we're going to make it right and the Lord's with me and then we'll be on the path of righteousness and wholeness.
Makes sense to me.
Yeah, man. It's all about the mind. Life is about your mind. Don't let your life, don't get to the end of your life or toward the latter years of your life to figure out that you are in co-creation with the universe. Right? You're not just allowing something to happen. Your job is to create life. Right? You can go and be a doctor or you can go and be a lawyer. Which one do you want to be? Just choose one and go in that path.
Okay.
Right? Choose the one you feel is best, but go in that path. And our decisiveness determines the tracks of our life. But if we sit on the sidelines and think we never can have it and we never can do it and I'm not going to dream about it and I'm not going to reach for it,
you'll never achieve it.
You'll never achieve it. It's impossible, right?
Oh, yeah.
Let me get off my soapbox, man. Woo! Let me get off my soapbox. So let's go ahead and cover last week's topic. It was a great topic. The topic titled, "What would you say or do to get someone into your bed for the first time?" Now I don't know how many of you in the mainstream world have ever heard a topic such as that. I have never heard such a topic, and I think we did a great job.
I think we did too.
Matter of fact, it might be one of our better shows, man, because we really went hard in that show.
I think we went hard for a lot of different reasons because, again, they took it more as a joke, but it really happens. And then when you see somebody and you really want to get in your bed, first I was hearing, oh, you just trying to smash on the first date. That's not what that topic is about. It's about the first time that you trying to get them in the bed. Right. What's your tactic? So I'm trying to get y'all to spill the beans.
Right.
If y'all got some macking skills, I want to know how y'all would mack a person to show your interest. And it was very interesting because there's some people in the audience that were saying that, they just more touchy-feely. They grab you and touch you certain ways and let you know it. And like I said, a lot of guys, like myself, I was just straight up, that might not be what you want. You might not be ready for that, So I'm trying to talk away from it to see if you really got an interest to get there. So, it's just a little reverse. They might even know reverse. Let's just get your butt on up in there. Yeah. Just call it what it is. Yeah. So we had fun with it, but I think it was something that's going to be a dialogue for you to realize, how did somebody talk to me to get me this? And then you start seeing things that you like.
Yeah, and let me just take a moment to try and explain something here. Okay, the topic is, what would you say or do to get someone into your bed for the first time?
Right.
At first glance, it's kind of like, hey, what y'all talking about?
Yeah, how you trying to smash?
What you really mean? Yeah, But anyone who's going to ever have relations or a relationship needs to address this subject. Right?
I know you got no plan.
And what we talked about was basically, how the process, not necessarily how do you actually get somebody in the bed, but the process, the thought processes that it takes that people end up in your bed, right? That's what oftentimes happens. They end up in your bed, right?
That was the plan.
Yeah. But, we're all, anybody's in the world of dating, you're going to end up in somebody's sack, and you really want to ask some questions as to, is this, we talked a little bit about things like, if this person gets in your bed quickly, then it's probably their behavior, right? That's how they operate. That's how they do things.
You look down upon some things.
Yeah, and for them to show you that they want to get in your bed quickly, and you not believe that that's the person that they are, is self-hypocrisy.
It's just ludicrous.
Yeah. So listen, it was such a great show. I'm not even recalling all the details right now.
It was too much. They got to go back for that.
Yeah, you got to go back and take a look at it. And I encourage you to catch us at any of our other platforms. We're all over the internet: Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, iTunes, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and several others. Jay always like to throw in, offer up.
Man, come on, wherever you want to
Black
look.
Planet.
That's right. They should know by now.
Yeah, so we're where you want to be, and that's the magic of our marketing program, Jay's marketing program, is that if you're looking for Bar Talk with Jay, you can find us. Most importantly, at bartalkwithjay.com. Okay, and so I'm going to share with you. Let's see. It says the question here is kind of a little bit of craft segment since we got a few minutes here.
Okay.
It says, how do you guard your heart spiritually?
Ooh.
How do you guard your heart spiritually? And just a couple things I'd like to share on this, right?
Yeah, I'm listening.
There are many of us who are living an emotional life.
Mm-hmm.
And if you live an emotional life, you're going to get pulled on a lot by people and life.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You're going to get pulled on. They're going to expect you to do this, to do that, to do this, to that. And you won't be able to say no because you're not emotionally strong. Mm-hmm. When you're emotionally strong, and here's the dichotomy, when you're emotionally strong, you don't live from a place of emotion. You live from a place of logic and what is right and what is wrong. Right? If you did wrong and you're emotionally strong, then you'll fess up to it. If you did wrong and you're not emotionally strong, you'll probably lie about it and run from the truth. Right? And so one of the ways that we need to begin to guard our hearts is we really have to stop being so emotional. Right? And we have to start thinking about life rather than feeling life. Okay? Because if you're feeling life, that the guy who ran up behind you in the highway and made you feel like you were in the way, he's going to go on about his business and you still going to be ranting and raving in your mind about that 2 or 3 minutes after he's gone. Right? So he pulled at your heartstrings just by coming up on you in traffic. He was a knucklehead and everybody in the traffic thought he was a knucklehead. But you're starting to be mad and upset and your heart's troubled by what just happened. Mm-hmm. But you have to be able to say, no, I'm not going to feel bad about this situation. He was a knucklehead. I'm going on about my business. You see what I mean? That's just one small example of how we get torn down by our emotions. And we shouldn't allow it. If somebody does something against you, then there's no need for you to feel bad about it. Right?
I mean, but it's naturally going to happen.
Right? It's naturally going to happen. But listen, I can't be pulled into some BS because that's how you want me to feel.
That's right.
It's not right for me to feel like I did something wrong just because you're upset.
Baiting you in.
See what I mean? That's exactly right. So people will use your emotions. So, the grand scheme of things is that we have to be less emotional and more logical, right? And if we're more logical, now we're really thinking from the place of spirit, okay? The place of spirit says do the right thing all the time, and the right spirit says I'm not going to let you take advantage of me just because you think I'm soft. You see what I mean?
I agree.
So I'll just leave it at that. And
I'll add just one thing too.
Please, Jay.
Watch your surroundings. Watch the people that you had in your circle that caused that. These are the people that you got to be looking out for because they tend to do it again. And sometimes you want to give them chances. You nobody told you to be a doormat to nobody. If they showed you this, they made it clear what they are, and you still trying to find the good in them. You are starting to be a doormat.
You're a doormat.
Do not allow yourself to be a doormat to nobody.
Because if they ain't good, they ain't good.
They ain't good. Let it go.
Yeah, and that's so powerful. And tonight's topic is, how much of your inner freak are you willing to share with someone you just met, or even someone you've been knowing?
Now, it's how I'm going to drink.
It's time for us to take our first break. I want you folks to stay tuned. I hope you enjoyed the show. We're going to be here for another hour and 40 minutes. Stay tuned because we got a lot of great stuff coming up. More Bar Talk with Jay right after this.
Bar Talk with Jay.
Yes, sir.
Ooh, this topic. Interesting.
This is a hot topic, man. This is a hot topic. I got a few questions to ask as we go through this one, but I know you always like to start off our commentary. So, folks, tonight's topic is, how much of your inner freak are you willing to share with someone you just met or even have been knowing?
I'm not going to say I will do it right away. I don't think I should hold back forever, though.
What's the right time?
I really feel like, if I feel you, you're feeling me, and we vibing, is this gonna add to that next level?
Okay.
So if we're talking to a point where we're doing it more often, we're getting more comfortable, I feel that you definitely somebody I can see myself with. I don't feel like after too many more times I need to hold back because it might be something that could be a breaking point. She might not be into a lot of things. And I might not like some of the things that she do. So it's kind of like you want to not wait forever to find out if you really make that move or not, and then be surprised that it's a total turnoff.
Yeah.
And then you ain't gonna say you wasted your time because truthfully that's how you learn somebody. So as you learn, you're gonna have some ups and downs. And I like to say, I've done it earlier than normal just because I got met with that aggression,
Okay, you met them where they were.
Yeah, and they showed me that earlier freaky side. And I wasn't going to let them do that by themselves, eh?
You're such a kind
man.
I
felt like it was my duty to knock that booty. So, when they wanted to do all this extra, I tried to hold back a little bit before I scare her off because, I'm like, yo, you ain't really saying nothing. So I went on ahead and slowly went into it like, I wasn't really for sure. Knowing in the back of my mind, I'm like, boy, stop. She don't even know. But when it kept going, it just kept getting more and more intense. And the more intense it got, the more we started doing more different things. And then we still had a conversation later. It's like, what went on? It's a lot more of that, depending on if you can handle it. Like, oh, really? That's a very bold statement. So at that point, I had to show her that she didn't know me. And then after that, what happened, bro? It ended up at Grady. They fool around me.
Hey, is anybody ever sent you to Grady?
I ain't gonna lie, I had a couple times. I didn't make it exactly to Grady, but I almost didn't make it out of bed.
Okay, that's the same difference.
Yeah, it was like a nympho. So, pulling you back. Hold on.
Jay, you say some very profound things, man. You say them so fast sometimes we don't get a chance to glimpse it, but it's some good stuff. And I want to just capture it, man.
Okay, what you want to go
You talked about the disparity that it takes before you share your inner freak, right? And there is a great disparity. Everybody knows it, that it's either going to be right away or you're going to hold off for a long time, right? And one of the things that you put in the middle of that equation, so here's right away and here's a long time, what's in the middle of that equation is vibing. Right? Where is the vibe? And where does the vibe come from? Sometimes the vibe come from talking, right? And you start, you chopping it up and you talking about, hey, I like this and I like that and this and that. And next thing you know, the vibe in the conversation is so strong that you can start talking about some of your inner freak.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes, and I think maybe even most times, that the inner freak doesn't come out until after the first sex round, right? You really don't feel comfortable you may not even have enough to share or to even talk about, at that point, in order to, start sharing some inner freak. So I think the other prerequisite is that sometimes it happens through talking, other times it happens through sex. And if it happens through sex, you can really start to get loose on the other side. After the first round, you can start saying, hey, I like that, or I didn't like this, or, that was good, and this wasn't good. Now, you ain't gonna never say this wasn't good. You just gonna say.
They put some teeth on it. You said what you want.
Well, yeah, they would have heard about that at the moment it happened.
We ain't gonna even finish this. Oh.
Yeah, they would have heard about that the moment it happened. Yeah, that's one thing brothers just can't tolerate. Yeah, that's just. So this thing we call inner freak, it's seeming like it's gonna come out at some point.
Oh, you like that.
Sometimes I think your partner or significant other, your regular sex partner or your significant other probably can share more about your inner freak maybe than you might be able to, right? That sometimes they know your ways and means. I was reminded of some things recently that I wasn't aware of.
Spill the beans, crap. What you saying, man?
No, stop, Jay.
I don't mind telling on myself.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so I never consider myself a noise maker, but you a noise maker, Jay?
What?
Yeah.
Man, my toes will curl like anybody else. Well, let me tell you, you better do some things, and what?
Like noise is like you like this. You like to talk. You know what I'm saying? We talking about inner freak. What is inner freak about?
Tarzan.
You like to talk to him, Jay?
Man, what?
Yeah.
All day long, I like to give him encouragement.
Give him encouragement?
But what? Oh, okay. Yes, you're doing that. Oh, oh my goodness.
Yeah, that's good, Jay.
Yeah. So, because again, they like to be kind of led too. So if it's cold, you ain't saying nothing. And they say you ain't really into it. So I'll be like, oh no, I'm into it.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna let you know I'm into it.
Yeah.
And then again, I'm expecting almost the same thing, but don't all that daddy and all that. Just leave that Pornhub crap at Pornhub. Give me you.
Well, listen. What if it ain't fake? What if it's the real deal?
Give me you.
Bobby.
Hey, I like that Spanish now.
Bobby.
Ain't nothing wrong with that Bobby now.
Wrong with that
if
Spanish.
you popping it right and you know it from the vibe.
Right.
You really know if you're really into it, it's really her, if it's a vibe and she's talking with the vibe or she just talking.
Right.
If she just steadily saying the same thing, same mode, that's just really kind of boring. So my whole thing is inner freak is to get her to do something different. And I like to say sometimes it starts before you even get into bed. It's mental.
Yeah,
I like to ask them, tell me some of the things that you like. Because I never really want to talk about things all she did.
Yeah.
Because that was her business. But I like to know what she might want to do to me. And how you might want to do it to me. And they say some crazy stuff like, I just want to tie you up and tie me up and what?
Jay, you asked that question?
I sure do. I was like, what would you like to do?
That's an inner freak question.
And she's like, I just like to tie you up and get my little whip out. And hold on, player. Now, you ain't tying me, you ain't hitting. No.
You gonna let me tie you up, Jay?
They're like, no, it's just that soft whip. It might
it'll be a soft whip. She don't want to hurt you, Jay. She just want to, she just want to.
Like I told her, I said, tell you what.
Yeah, ain't no tying up.
Yeah, since I ain't really with that, then you are. Let me tie you.
Yeah.
And I'm going to see how that whip feel on you.
Yeah.
Because obviously you like to put it on somebody else. We're going to do something different because I'm not going to do everything that you did with somebody.
Right.
But I'm going to do some things to you that you might see me different.
Right.
I don't know about all that. I said, well, see, I guess you really ain't that inner freak. I guess you really scared. So you got to kind of talk him into it. You got to kind of rub on him.
Yeah.
Make him feel good. Let him know, hey, something, this might stimulate you more than you know. And that's what it's about. Hot wax. Now I ain't talking about the candle wax, cause that was ridiculous. I want some drop that, and then it was out of the blue.
You know what, man? One of my boys said one time. He said, if you're a straight man, you open to do anything as long as it's facing frontward.
Oh, yeah, you right.
Like a woman, like unless she gonna massage you, ain't nothing you really can do on my back or my backside. I can't be laying down flat and you gonna tie me up.
Now, I'm gonna tell you one thing that can happen to you.
What?
Laying on your stomach, they can suck it from the back, bro.
Jay.
I'm just saying. It's a free thing. Just say.
We are trying to get a freak, Jay, but damn.
I'm just saying. I was like, wow. I ain't never had that before. Just saying. If you get like that, I mean, encouraging people to do all what you, because they could be doing some other stuff, and I totally agree. Shut it down, no. But when you got somebody that's trying to show you something different, and again,
see, that's where the inner freak comes out. Is that I think one or the other starts to show the other person, or start to talk to the other person, start to tell the other person what they want, what they like. Go left, go faster. You know what I'm saying? Slow down.
Drill sergeant, left, right, left,
change position, whatever. But those are, I guess, momentary expressions of your inner freak.
I like to say yes.
Because if you know that, every time your friend come over, you know what she want to do, right? She want to throw you down and get on top of you and ride it, and that's her inner freak, right? Her inner freak. That's what she like to do. That's what she get her greatest swag on, so to speak, in that equation. So sometimes inner freak is one of those things that can be well known. How we doing on time right here?
We good.
You go, okay. It can be well known, but it's gonna come out, right?
You want it to.
It's gonna come out. You can't stop it.
You don't
right?
want to stop
If you're having sex with somebody, you can't stop it. I think at a certain point you always gonna reach for your thing fizzle. You know what I'm saying? You always gonna reach for your little thing, and it might take you 1 or 2 chances. It may take you a half a dozen or so, but at a certain point you're gonna be like, this is what I like. Let's do this, right? And then the inner freak is really gonna come out. And what if their inner freak comes out and you ain't really digging it? What if her inner freak? And she may not show you this for a whole year in your relationship, but she really wanna paddle that ass. she really wanna put a whip to the back a little bit, Jay. What do you do with that, man?
I mean, everything ain't for everybody, and it could be a deal breaker. Yeah. And if it is, it's fine.
You might try it.
I'm not willing to try what I don't care for.
Even to test the theory.
And the whole thing is, if we doing things in moderation and it's soft and it's to a point where we really just own each other, then it could probably go a little further compared to you talking about, straight paddling, you bending over and you swatting and turning your behind red because this is something you get excited about. There's people that really like that.
Yeah.
And I really think you need to get with them because it ain't me.
It ain't me.
It ain't no need of me acting like I'm going to do it because it's only going to stimulate you and it's never going to get fulfilled. So you're going to be mad. And I don't want you to be mad for something that you really want. And that's why I said sometimes you got an inner freak side and there's certain things that you really want to do. You might be wasting a lot of time with a person if you're just keeping it in. And then all of a sudden that situation comes. You into that bondage and beating on somebody because that stimulates you. And then I'm not. Because I'm going to leave you.
And it ain't got to be bondage or whatever.
Let's
do something simple, right?
Kente style or something. What I don't know.
This is normal, right? A normal relationship where a man and a woman, a relationship or marriage, they have sex. They've been having sex for a few months, few years. Right. And what she really likes is different stuff. She want to have sex in the garage or in the car. She want to do this all, but her husband doesn't give it to her. So she's got this inner freak going on, but she not getting it in her life and her lifestyle, right? And so what do you think happens there? Do you think that they just suppress the need, suppress the inner freak?
Some can be suppressed because they didn't have to have it. It was just something they like doing. Because I had one.
And they should just go ahead and decide to go forever without it because they married this person.
Well, it depends how it was. Yeah, if it's something you can go without. Now, I had a female bite me. She's into that nibbling and biting. Mm-hmm. And I ain't into that. Okay? So when she first did it, I already hit her. Because I didn't know what, you know, she's kissing me and biting. It was like, what the hell, you know? Okay, now, I don't know if you hungry. If you hungry, let me know. I cook you a meal, I can cook. You know, but you ain't snacking on me. And it was like, no, you can't take a little pain. Again, whoa! No, what the little piranha? You know what I'm saying? She didn't do it down. It was just up high, you know, on the nipple. It's like, oh.
Yeah, that shit hurt.
Yeah, exactly. It hurt her a lot. And then, you know, she like, I know you tougher than that. You know, she playing me like a punk. And you call me whatever the hell you want. What you gonna get is get off of me. Because that's what that turns her on. Yeah. It was, I don't like that.
Yeah.
So it was kind of a deal breaker and kind of not, because she stuck around for a while because she realized I wasn't doing it.
Yeah.
But she was like, you know, it's just a lot of other stuff I like to do. So we started talking. And some of the other stuff she wanted to do fits me. It was right up my alley.
Okay.
We went down them roads with no problem. Yeah. But that road right there, that biting and nibbling,
that was a deal breaker.
The only thing I can do is get her a honey bun or something. You just chew on that. You ain't chewing on me.
Anything got something to do with pain, I'm not interested.
Not biting?
Right?
No, sir.
Nothing, really. You know what I'm saying? Let me administer the pain. There's some pain administered.
You tried to tear me up, crap.
Damn.
Man, red marks and stuff. Like, what? Yeah. That wasn't no sucker. You bit me.
But listen, I think that's a whole segment, right? Because, well, what I was just talking about, that, there are people who have inner freak needs and desires. And, you know, if that was your wife and she couldn't get her needs met, how does she suppress that? You know what I'm saying? Does she suppress that? Does she end up messing around? Maybe that's why there's so much cheating in the world, because nobody can fulfill their passions at home.
I would like to say if she was my wife, I should have known more of it.
But you wouldn't know that. For years, she might not.
Just saying that's why you shouldn't hold back so long. Because if she's my wife, I want to fulfill her. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So at that point, I got to find different ways to find other things that she likes to kind of compensate for the things I'm just not going to tolerate. Because I don't want to go against my morals either. But if it's something else we can do, I'm going to try to accommodate her. Because I don't want her to have to be fulfilled somewhere else or feeling like she has to. Because, again, she should be complete with me. Right. And that's the mission we took on. Yeah. But some things was never shown because she wanted to secure the bag. She wanted to make sure I was it. Fine, but now that you found out, now you doing some crazy stuff, trying to chew me up.
And for the sake of love, just take that ass whooping once a month. And we gonna be right back with our Untitled.
All right. Welcome back, y'all.
Welcome back.
Man, Craft.
Yeah.
So we was talking about how you can get them to do this inner freakiness.
Yeah.
It ain't always easy, but like I was saying before, it's all about how you want to talk to somebody, where you want to get to.
Yeah.
Number one thing, remember I said vibe.
Yeah.
I ain't just say anybody.
Yeah. Let's let our guest introduce herself.
Quick.
Please, ma'am, we got a guest in the house. Please
tell her your name, IG, how to get in touch with you by IG. Don't get on no numbers.
Definitely not. But my name is Brittany Ray. You can follow me at B Ray Lifestyle, which is BRAE Lifestyle on Instagram. I'm also on Twitter. You can find me on Facebook at Brittany Ray Lanier. So I'm here.
Okay.
Here with Jay and Craft.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am, indeed. And we always like to have a woman's perspective on this show. And I'm so glad to have it because I got some questions for the women. Tonight, right? So tonight we are talking about, the question at hand is, how much of your inner freak are you willing to share with someone you just met or even someone that you might have been knowing? Mm-hmm. And so how would you respond to that question? You know, what's on your mind as it relates to that? We've talked about, you know, we started the subject real good, but please enlighten us on a woman's perspective.
I really believe it just depends on where a woman is and her mindset.
Okay.
Because we have different women. Different women want different things at certain moments for different times. Now, I would never recommend a woman to release her inner freak every single encounter she has. And you do have to think about the things you do before you do it, even if it's an impulsive decision. I have always kind of thought about things in the back of my mind. Inner freak is something, one moment I know, like having conversations like with different men and even talking to the girlfriends, it's just like men will make you believe that if you don't give them what they want sexually in a certain amount of time, it's like, okay, I'm going to lose interest in you. And if you do too much, sometimes men will run away from you.
Yes.
Depending on what type of man it is. So I really feel like as I've gotten older, I've understood that you just have to watch and see the behaviors and the nonverbal communication and even the verbal communication of the other person, the opposite sex, to see exactly how you want to be as far as intimacy. Because as much as we want to have fun, and I'm pretty sure people have had fun one point in time in their life. Nobody's perfect. People slip up. They do whatever.
Yeah, I'm still having it. Keep going.
Well, right. Or you still having it. Or you still having it. But at the same time, you just got to understand that what you want out of life and where you're at with it, and whatever decision the other person makes after you make this decision in this moment, that you're okay with it because you made it for yourself.
And I agree with that because, again, you can't lose yourself.
No.
Because at that point, he controls you. And I really feel like as long as you in control, you can help each other. Because I always say a woman is a multiplier. So if you're going to be multiplying, you want to make sure you understand that person to know what you're trying to do with that person.
Yes.
And y'all call, I used to hear all that Build-A-Bear. I don't understand how you're going to build what you don't even understand.
Okay.
You got to be building them off of other things that you want, and that's not building him. It's just changing him to what you think he should be. My whole thing is that's how you lose him. That's why I'm going to give him this, because this is what he needs. See, you're playing. You're supposed to be vibing and growing, and next thing you know, you'll start doing things that he wasn't even expecting. And now, y'all made it more interesting. But that's more of a mental. Yeah. If you care to get mental,
right?
Exactly.
Because a lot of people just go with the physical,
right?
Yeah.
So sex just physical. Well, it's gonna be hard for you to really understand what I'm talking about. That's probably why you don't come. You just do it all the time with no satisfaction. But then you meet that right one and you wet or that walk and all that other good crazy stuff.
Right.
You like, wow, I didn't see that because you got mentally stimulated, and then the physical just took you all the way there. And that's where I like to say the inner freak comes from. Is when I'm able to tap into that side of you that you wouldn't even expect me to be.
Yes.
And that's where it's so much fun. And I will say, not quickly to do it, but when you do it, oh my, it's the time that somebody look at you and be like, that went in my chest. You might as well change your number. You my man.
I'm going to tell you, one of the men's favorite things to do is to touch that spot.
What?
Right? That, whatever that is, that could be a whole number of things, and it might even happen in the midst of the mental, way before the sex actually happens. But for a man to touch that spot, that's the thing. Now, I want to go back. Yeah, I want to go back just a moment because I'm so pleased with your commentary on women letting their inner freak out. And yes, men will turn. Right? I'm of the notion, again, past behavior equals future behavior. If you a quick slip trip, you know what I'm saying? In my world, I'm thinking that's probably who you are.
Right.
And maybe I have something unique for that particular person that drew them in. Maybe that's not who they are.
Right.
But in most cases, I'm gonna be like, you did this before, and I'm gonna, I'll enjoy the moment of time, et cetera, et cetera. But I'll also put a guard up a little bit as well.
Right.
Because I'll know that I can't operate out of emotion with this person, because this person just might be doing X, Y, and Z.
Right.
May have done it lots of times, etc. Maybe their pattern. And so, especially after hearing some of their stories and some of their history, etc., etc., etc. But I think it's important for women to hear, what she just said, that you have to be careful about how you. She called it intimacy. She called the inner freak intimacy. You have to be careful about how you share your intimacy with people, because they will judge you. And I just think that's a real strong point there to make. And I think every relationship really is. I'm hoping that every relationship ultimately becomes mental. right? Because that's the only way you're really going to get true like and true love and true respect and true honor is through the mental. The inner freak can quickly take you to the physical, and you never even reach for the mental, so we all need to slow down a little bit more. And, it kind of depends on where you are in life and what you're trying to get, what you kind of get out of it. But, some people get so detached from the world, they just create casualties behind them for years.
Right.
But
y'all know, like, sex is a vice. It's like, just like if you, So it's like some people do alcohol, some people smoke, whatever they prefer, and some people just have sex. So you also, when you say vibe, as long as we vibe and it's like, you gotta really see what kind of vibe you have, because you could have just a sexual vibe, and it cannot be a intellectual, mental vibe. But at the same time, like, a vibe that's mental is not gonna cause you to really just snatch off your clothes. Not in my
and your
experience.
Yeah, it should.
Like, it's not gonna take me. Isn't just like a few conversations not gonna make me be like, oh my God, I just gotta. That's just not me. Now, I'm a different person though.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I want to see behaviors.
Yeah.
Not only you. Okay. It's like a checkbox for me. Okay, mental check, and then I go down the list. Check. Okay, you know what I mean. It's just not a whole. Oh well, he sound like he got some sense, and oh, we got some things in common, and da da da. It's just not enough anymore.
You been a school teacher? I heard that checklist. School teachers always got their little script. They on very. I
was a teacher.
I told you. We gotta know how to catch their vibe, bro.
I want to do this. We doing this lovingly and respectfully, right? But so you telling me that you've never had an experience where you was chopping it up with a man so mentally, and then so in the spirit, so much vibe that you was like, I'm just ready to get it with him. I just need this dude. Like, I need to be with him. Like, I need not that you just want to have sex with him, but you like, okay, I can't wait to the next level. I can't wait till I'm like, we can hold each other and kiss.
The next level, but not ultimately like sex. Yeah, the next level.
Okay.
I mean, that's how it was with my boyfriend I'm with now.
Okay.
Right.
When our first date was like, I had known him forever.
Okay.
But I thought it was going to be stuffy. I thought we wasn't going to be able to really have fun. Like, we just both was just trying to have a good time.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Go night on town, have fun. But no, it wasn't like that. So after I got home, I was like, yeah, he's pretty dope. Like, yeah, he had my mental already. But you got to know the person's situation, too. Because I knew my boyfriend's situation. It was very upfront.
I want to know.
It was very.
Listen, the world don't know what's going on all around us. She's a standalone, right, in this conversation.
But it was very upfront. Like, he was very honest about me, what he was doing, how he dates, this, that, and the third. So that can be another factor, too. I was very mentally turned on. But I still thought, like, okay, so if you do whatever you feel like you just want to be spontaneous, if you got to think about it, because if you do it, that's what everybody else is doing for him. So how do you want to set yourself apart? If he can stimulate your mind this much on one night, how much you think he could do it for the rest of your life? That's how I felt. But I'm different. And some women may be the same as me. I don't know, but that's my mentality because... it's cool to have, but like I said, I could have did it. There was nothing stopping us.
Right.
I could have just been like, ooh, yes, I feel like I know him, let's get it. But will we be where we at almost 3 years later? Probably not.
Okay.
Probably not, because I fit into the same category
as
everybody else, because whoever he wanted, he was able to have.
Right.
And I identified with that. So it depends on what you're... And I wasn't necessarily looking for a relationship. I was just looking to have fun. Okay. I just wanted to have fun. I just want to go out, have a night on the town. Really wasn't looking for nothing serious. But when I identified who he was, it made me switch how I thought. And then I was like, okay, let me think about this. Like, let me see. So, yeah.
I know, we got to snitch tonight. What's some of the stuff that happened that made you realize, you know, he got some stuff going on.
Yeah, I might.
I know
he
talked to you.
might I might need to go ahead and let that, touch that.
Get the inner freak out.
Yeah, you know, when you was out there kicking it with him.
I'm not even necessarily talking about inner freak. Like I'm trying to help the world see that a woman is going to start liking a man to a degree that she might desire sex. What is there something you see or you felt there, or what was the magic? What was the sparkle that made you be like, okay, man, I'm ready for this?
Snitch.
For one, he was really down to earth. Like, he had a lot of material things. Still has. I feel like very materialistic in my eyes. Like, everything from the cars to the clothes to the things that we did. And I was like, there's no way this man has any substance. You don't have any substance.
Okay,
There's no
so you
way.
saw the dichotomy. I like that though. That's powerful.
Right, because
the appearance that was that he was surface, but really he was deep.
He was deep, very deep. But the thing about it was, when I see him with other people or I hear conversations, like, he's not deep with everybody.
Right.
Like, he's not I'm a short, small talk person. No, if it ain't about business, not about money, he is not speaking on it.
Right.
So, like, if I was around him and, whatever, he was never that extra friendly person. And we had conversations, I noticed he didn't say as much. But when I realized, as we started going on our dates, the things that he would open up to me about, the things he would talk to me about, what we spoke about, how we had conversation. So that just drew me in, because I'm like, okay, this man is trusting me. This man want to open up. So, and he was already an honest person. I didn't know him to be no one different. So I was like, okay, this is something you can build on.
Okay.
So that was my mentality. But
that's the click. This is something I can build on.
Yeah.
I like. That's a great summary to
I
your
got
message.
one.
Go ahead.
Did he have on some Timbs that night?
Oh,
I know he got them Louis on all the other time. Did he have on them Timbs that night when he showed that love?
Does that suggest that Timbs bring out the inner freak?
I'm just trying to say, I used to wear them Timbs all the time.
That's a workman shoe. And some women like to look at it like, okay.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie to you, that's my dress shoe. Ain't what I wear. I got this steel toe for that.
You gonna buy some Timbs.
Goodness. No, don't buy no Timbs.
I gotta take them in the bedroom. What you talking about, girl? You don't know about that
Because you want the grip.
What?
The grip is, we love the grip, right?
Upgrade from the socks, fellas.
Hey.
Jay said get the Tim.
Get the Timbs. Hey, listen. Every once in a while, you need a tennis shoe in the bedroom.
I mean, it depends on how you get down.
I'm telling you.
You might not look good at everything.
Yeah, this ain't about the look. This is about the traction.
Hey, you're going to put some work in.
Yeah. Sometimes you need traction depending on what you're doing,
Y'all ladies be scared.
I'm just saying, we having fun.
Listen, I am in love with this dialogue tonight. Thank you so much for being on the show, Britt. You just, golly, that's perfect. That's perfect. That's good stuff. The click is, I can work with this.
Yes.
I can do something with that.
I can add
value.
I see value. Regardless of the fun I have, instead of just having senseless fun, I can see something that it can be something.
It could be something. Yeah.
And he showed that just being a good man.
Yeah.
Just a person that, having fun with. Hey.
And even at that point, it could still go a couple of directions. It could still work out, or he could become a knucklehead. But at that point, you at least feel him.
Right.
He feels her enough to be able to say, I'm ready for the next level. And the next level probably is going to start with, I'm open for some passion. Right? I'm open for a night of passion with this person. And, I'm already thinking about the outfit I might put on and how I may lay out the spot. Or, I know the first time coming around, how am I going to make it special?
Where I want to go.
The thing I want to say to everybody is, like, when you do hold out on that inner freak just for spontaneous, as you get to know the person is somebody that you really want to build with. As time goes on, that anxiety, that anticipation of the intimacy goes up and it goes up. And when it goes down, it goes down. So that's something to look forward to on opposites. It's like, the initial boom, bam, bam, okay, but if you actually take the time to get to know the person, if that's somebody that you want to get to know, every single day, your anticipation is going to build.
Yes.
And it's going to be way better than if you just would have went on ahead and reacted on the first day, date, night.
Perfect.
I'm just saying.
Listen, y'all, that's outstanding. Y'all stay tuned. We're going to be right back with more Bar Talk with Jay. You ain't got time for loosey-goosey. Loosey-goosey takes years off of your life. I'm telling you that
take you out.
That fast-paced life, doing too much will take a lot of life out of you.
Too much, too fast.
Yeah. So tonight we're talking how much of your inner freak are you willing to share with someone you just met or been knowing? And you can see that we're coming back to the show basically saying that, too much, too fast is just not something that you want to be involved in. Sharing your inner freak with everybody you meet says that you are out there, right? And probably could get yourself in a lot of trouble being out there because your inner freak is, I think ultimately it's designed to be shared with your significant other. And not to say that every significant other is going to be there for a lifetime, but you just can't be oversharing yourself in this world, It is a problem, it is a problem, And I'm an old man now, so I think about consequences and repercussions.
You should.
And, too much is just trouble, right?
It can be.
Right? You can't be out there spreading yourself too thin. And I think that is even more important for women. Because, a woman get, it's just, I don't know, it's like she gets saturated a little more, than the man does.
You want to say emotional crap, just say emotional.
Okay,
yeah.
Emotional.
Say it what it is. Say it with chest.
Saturated.
Yeah. Saturated.
Just say emotional.
Okay.
Even though women don't like to hear that, like, oh no.
And is that the truth though?
Majority of the time, unless you just dealing with some straight, I don't give, I'm a dude.
Think like a dude?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then that's when you run into that, let me just get what I want. But that's all, people do stuff like that. It's all about, to me, insecurities or not wanting to deal with yourself. So, I'm just going to let it loose and, try to think it's going to cover up or heal how I really feel. But
so that's a conversation by itself.
Yeah, I want to cover that because that is the episode. What she seemed to be suggesting here is that there's women in the world who are easy. Their inner freak comes out quickly, and she's suggesting that happens because they are insecure with themselves, or they're what is that all about? I mean, is that what it's about?
Before I ever say it ain't just women.
No, it's not just women.
Because I can tell you, I've done it through hurt.
Right, I'm gonna say it's something else going on. It's deeper.
When I go through some things and I'm trying to separate, because I've been through that, and I'm out there, and then you didn't take the time to heal. You didn't take the time to get back to yourself to say, okay, let me release this. I get back with somebody else, and next thing you know, I'm more aggressively running after somebody I don't really need. Because it's just, I'm just trying to cover up that hurt. And then next thing, I got this person doing way more than they probably should be doing, because they say I'm a little bit out there, a little bit more vulnerable, because I'm emotional, tied to the old thing and never got it fixed. And they think, oh, I can fix it. I can give you this, and this is what you need. And next thing you know, you going down that slippery slope.
And another situation that you didn't even know you were in.
Put yourself all up in.
Yeah.
I've been there before.
Yeah, we all have. So it sounds like what it comes down to is, those people who might be suffering from something, haven't healed from their past, just need a session, right?
Some time.
They just
need me time. That's what that me time is for. It's about and it's no time limit on it. Some people take longer than others.
And what I'm talking about is the we'll say sick, and when they're not sick, but maybe they're suffering from something, right? They're hurting, whatever. They just need a session. And if they go and get a session and express their inner freak, I guess sometimes is expressing your inner freak therapeutic? I mean, is that what? I know there's some damage potentially being done there, but is it, if you say, hey, I don't need no emotional connections, I just need a session, right? Is that bad?
It could be, but 9 times out of 10, it's not gonna work that way.
Tell me about it.
Because it's gonna be a cycle. It's going to be a cycle.
It's going to be a cycle.
It's going to be a cycle.
Yes.
You think that, and that's some people just don't have that willpower. They try. Some people lie to themselves.
Yes.
Okay.
A lot.
We lie to ourselves about a lot of things in our lives. But definitely when it comes to sex, it's like one of the biggest subjects that we could lie to ourselves. Oh, we really not. It's not going to be that deep. Or no, it's just going to be this one time. Or and you tell yourself to do it just so
he's just a cuddy buddy,
Yeah, and then for you know it, you at home crying because your cuddy buddy won't call you. But that's your cuddy buddy, right?
Right.
He don't have to call you.
Right.
But see, we as people don't identify that, it's like you all over the place. And you can't handle you mentally can't handle that.
Yeah.
But
and let me tell you what's coming to my mind, and I think this is really, really heavy, right? Expressing your inner freak has little value. Right? Listen, here's what we're talking about now. You're hurting in pain, you really need to be healing yourself. You go out and you just need a session. You know what I'm saying? And in the session, it sounds like, oftentimes we know the woman's emotional, so it's not just sharing the inner freak. She's really kind of, giving a part of herself away, And but at the end of that, does she somehow believe that, wow, I accomplished something? Hey, I got the dust off my back a little bit. Damn, that felt good. I'm inclined to say that after most of those sessions, you still feel empty.
of course, because sex is not
right.
Sex is not supposed to fulfill you. That's not
That's
fulfillment.
That's the point I want to make here. Yeah, there's no value in it. There's little value.
Ain't no value in sex?
No, it's only momentary.
Now listen.
On a level.
Okay.
On a level. Go ahead.
This is what y'all need to understand.
What we need to understand.
When it comes to sex, it only has, and I mean, it plays a part in anybody's relationship.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because that's how people, I guess, they express their love, their passion for one another. But that's why they say there are levels to intimacy.
Okay.
There's steps, there's levels. You know how they say back in school, first base, second base. We were already programmed to know the levels of intimacy, but we was calling it other things. We didn't really decipher what it really was.
Right.
But those different bases are levels of intimacy if that's something that's mutual between two people.
Right.
You just can't. Sex is not something that can fill any void for you. It cannot fill
a void.
It cannot.
That's what I'm trying to say here.
It's pure physical. It's physical. And certain things make it mental.
Yes.
It can make it spiritual in a sense once you're married.
Yes.
But at the same time, it's pure physical.
Yes, it's pure physical. And I think you used the exact words that I want to kind of carry the show with, is that it does not fill any void. There are no voids that it really, really fills up. It doesn't even fill the cup to halfway. And many of us, just through life's experiences and not knowing and making mistakes, that we put ourselves in a position where we try to get value from our sex. We tried to get value from expressing our inner freak. And I remember times I heard, especially right after I got divorced. Next thing you know, I end up dating a Bucks cheerleader, and I'm out, bruh. I'm gone. I'm gone for like a year, right? And none of those things ever satisfied me. None of those things ever fulfilled me. They never really made me feel whole and complete and healthy. I could look over my shoulder and say, well, I'm capable of doing this, but it didn't make me feel better about myself. It didn't make me feel better about the situation. It did not fill a void.
Oh, Bucks cheerleaders.
Look at that. Jay stuck on.
You know how fine they
Bucks
be?
cheerleaders.
I know how. You mean you ain't getting nothing out of it?
Listen, they would come to the crib on a regular basis.
And you ain't getting nothing out of it?
Oh, I got everything.
No, what to tell you?
Yeah, but
Well,
the point is no emotional.
Still hurt after the year.
I'm still hurt.
Still not dealing with the trauma
problem.
that had before that. It was just something to do.
Yeah, and think about this.
That's a hell of a thing
You
to
have
do.
a fantastic night, right?
Yeah.
By trial kind of stuff, right?
Right.
So you wake up the next morning and there's no gravy there.
It's done. It's over with. The moment is over.
That passion is over with, and you're still
Over.
faced with the same bullshit that you
Again the next day.
went into it. You know.
But when she laying there, it don't make you feel like me.
But you know what it
the
is?
job was
Just
doing.
I mean, I
like
can
Jay
feed my-
doing,
I can-
pressure.
I can feed my ego.
That
Yeah,
pressure.
that's what I'm saying.
That pressure is what makes people feel like they missing out on something when it comes to sex and the things that happen
Oh,
in sex.
let me tell
No,
y'all,
because-
y'all ain't missing.
Hold
No,
on.
because y'all have, everybody have conversations. The guys have conversations with the guys. The girls have a conversation with the girls. Like, I have been in so many instances where somebody is explaining the wild night they had or something that happened, and you could just see how it unraveled. And it's like, I didn't go on a date. It's like, you weren't thinking about no date, but she just explained how, such a did X, Y, and Z, and da-da-da. Then you start feeling that emotional, like, disconnect, like, man, like, this is what I want. Okay, well, I'm going to do it. You know what I mean?
I mean, because the reality is the woman is listening like, damn, that sounds great.
That sounds good.
I would love to have that. Man,
One of those nights, yeah.
Yeah,
and that's the same.
Let me call Johnny.
Yeah, that's the pressure. Just like guys have conversations about who they've been with and how they did it.
And
It's like him. He was like a bucks. What? That's how it
That's
goes.
what we do.
That's pressure. That's
how it goes.
pressure.
I mean, it's real life, and that's
It
why I had
is.
to do that. Because if I didn't, it wouldn't be a real conversation.
Of course.
And that's why we have to push away from a lot of things that you might hear, because it's not going to help you.
It's
like
not.
with me mentioning that, and how I got excited. I wasn't even there.
Right.
But it's just the fact I'm getting you back excited because you know you was, and you know how
Right.
excited it might have been, even though it's unfulfilling. But at the time you was doing it, you wasn't trying to be unfulfilled. You was getting your mind off of what was going on, but it doesn't fulfill anything.
It doesn't fulfill
But
anything.
We do it a lot.
Yes.
And then again, what makes you do it is, again, you got the people right next to you rooting you on.
Yeah.
Because she's fine, man. You crazy, bro. You should. And then right when you think you're gonna stop it, you're like, yeah, she is. So you get right back in there, but you don't take the time to heal because you don't want to be alone.
You don't. And
you
listen,
don't want to face it.
And I want to talk about that a little bit now because that's a struggle. It's a struggle, man, to say no to the flesh. Like there's just the moment that let's just say the last 2 minutes before you engage in passionate sex with somebody, like it is the most exhilarating experience ever, almost every time, right? Something about it is just magnetic. It's like super powerful, and it's hard to fight that. It's hard to push that way. Like, listen, it's not only about sharing my inner freak with somebody else, it's me finally getting a moment to engage in my own inner freak.
Exactly.
Right? I get to participate in the thing that I like to do that may have no value, but I do it. Right? Right? I think a cigarette at least calm your nerves. Right?
We're not pushing you to cigarettes. We're not pushing for
whatever
the
the vice might be.
But I
You know what
got
I'm
you.
saying?
I got you.
That's a struggle. That's a struggle for men. That's a struggle for women. And to deny one another in the moment of passion is not something that any of us are really good at. We may leave it as a rhetorical subject, but I think it's the crux of the subject because we got to find a way to stop sharing ourselves with so many or with the world. We got to find a way to keep ourselves and feel whole and complete as we are without those acts. Now, there are those people who will say, why are you hating on sex so much? Why can't you just have sex? Right? Why can't you just go and have great sex and, that's just be your lifestyle. That be the way you live. I'm not an advocate of that because, there's a lot of ninja in the world and it lasts forever. And so, and kills people. So I'm not, wanting to participate in that type of game. Plus I like a respectable lifestyle. You know what I mean? I like my friends and my company to be, well vetted and, nice and clean, and I want to see some aliveness out of them. I don't want to just see a nice body from across the way. I want to see their spirit. I don't want, if you got a bad spirit, I don't even want you in my household. Right? So The notion here is that, in the beginning of the show is that inner freak, I don't know, maybe had some value. It maybe had some meaning. Maybe it was something to reach toward. And it's not necessarily a bad thing, but we realize that oftentimes it can get us in trouble. Oftentimes it can push people away because you are engaged in your inner freak. And I think a lot of times that's what's happening in the cheating world, right? That I don't get my inner freak taken care of. I can't express it at home. It's not respected there. It's not looked upon as something that is meaningful to me, and she can respect my needs and my wants, so I end up going to get it somewhere else, right? And I can tell you, man, I don't know where I'm going here, but I got just a couple minutes to share this. That when you're operating in a single world, I'm losing my train of thought. When you're operating particularly in a single man's world, that you have choice of inner freak, right? You have choice to magnify your inner freak. And I guess women have the choices to magnify their inner freak too.
They do.
Right? And, I guess women make the phone calls as much as men do. Do they?
Yeah.
They do? They make the phone calls as much as men?
Yeah. I mean, if that's what they choose to do,
But men, ain't out here having sex by themselves. So.
They not.
No, they're not.
They not.
I mean, some might.
Women are becoming, the alpha. Especially the millennial era.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
It's
why you gotta leave
like,
some
they
people alone.
I want what I want, and if I want it, I'm going to go ahead and say I want it, and I'm going to get it. And if I'm not, on to the next.
And that's kind of thinking like a dude, right? is that right? Listen, I'm gonna tell you, I've experienced that,
But
right?
older women do it too. Not older, but like especially single older women that want what they don't have, like they want a husband or they want kids. Like they're not gonna wait for a man to come around to really be like, oh, okay. They're like, no, he looks nice. I'm gonna give him my number and see where it goes because my clock is ticking.
Yeah.
So
So the inner freak might be on a time limit for women.
it might.
I don't know. I got some women that's older now.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you, the trend is that older women say it like it is, and they
want it like they want
it. Yeah.
Because we're going to come back,
Yeah.
because I got some things about this inner freak. Because I know a lot of y'all are real hyper about it. But I don't know if all y'all can measure up to what that word really means. So we're going to get back with that when we get back with Bar Talk with Jay.
Welcome back.
Bar Talk with Jay.
Man, the Minecraft clips kind of nice, man.
I like them because, again, get you in that mental state where you're going through some things. These are small clips. To see if we can mentally stimulate you to get into a positive state.
There you go.
Everybody's not going to be there, but we want you to get there.
Absolutely.
So we're making small clips. That way it's easy for you to listen to and get your mind back to a positive place.
Get your mind to a positive place. That's what
Absolutely.
life is all about, man. And too many people are, sad, mad, and upset, and full of regrets. And it's not that they want to be; it's that they just don't know how to manage those emotions. They don't know how to manage the thought process that creates those emotions. And that's what Minecraft is all about. We just want to give you a better way of life. This clip on happiness, we spend so much of our time really not even focused on being happy. We just kind of running around life. And when you focus on happiness, really call it forth, you're really seeking a spirit of joy.
Yes.
And
incorporate it.
and joy doesn't just come to you. You have to ask for joy. You have to claim joy. If you're living in this world, joy is not going to be something that's just at hand. It's going to something that you take ownership of, right? And we have to teach that in the life, and that's what these clips are about. Is giving you a state of mind that you can operate in that will take you kind of out of the world and into your path, into your place.
That is correct.
So tonight we're talking about how much of your inner freak are you willing to share with someone you just met or been knowing? And you wanted to say something,
just
right?
change something up real quick because again, we talk about inner freak and you're looking at the sexual portion of it, and then I know a lot of people be like, okay, yeah, you just don't get that to any and everybody. Please understand, a lot of times you call yourself a freak, and you might run across somebody that's a lot freakier than you.
Right.
So you thinking you this way. And you be like, yeah, we did this, and I want to take you to this next level. Just to find out she way past that level.
Right.
And now she want it even more. Way more than you really want to. And this is the one I'm trying to describe to y'all gentlemen when you run into a nympho.
Yeah, Jay ran into a nympho and she was wearing him out, huh?
When I tell you, bro, you get done, and at this point I'm sweating. She's sweating. She don't even like to sweat. So I'm like, yo, I get it. I'm getting up, hey, yeah, I did that. Where you going? We going to, it became to a point where it's like, you got to be kidding me. But you called yourself this freak. I've dated somebody else said the same thing. Like, Jay, I thought you do all this and this and this. It's like, hold on. I don't recall me saying all that. Yeah. I'm just trying to tell you.
That's what they heard, huh?
I'm just trying to tell you I'll take your ass to Grady. Keep playing with me in a certain way, but I ain't trying to. Oh, I do work. I got a job. I can't spend all night doing something because you enjoyed yourself to a point that's what you want. No, because it don't have to take that long. I can stimulate you and get you there, but for the fact that they don't want to see me with no one else, it just need to be me and you. It changed the whole game. Right. And like I said, it took it away from the freak. It became a job. I had to clock in, bro. Like hitting a time clock. It's like, really? That takes away from the excitement and the fun. And that's why I said you got to really watch it. Because you can talk yourself into something that you'd be like, wow, did I really just? Yes, I did.
So let's talk about this a little bit.
Tell me.
My question is, what is freakiness? You know what I'm saying? What is freak? Give me some examples of freak or freakiness. What does that look like?
I had it calmly thinking about spontaneous sex, different places. That way it kept things going. They wanted to do more aggressive stuff. Yeah. Like almost getting caught. They got to take it to the extreme. It's a lot different.
Okay, Jay, I like that.
And when you're doing it that way, I got a reputation and I'm out in the public. Now, wait a minute. Now, I ain't trying to get arrested.
Right.
It ain't about getting arrested. It's the thrill of almost.
Yes.
Because they want to push you to the edge. Because they further than where you at. You like, yo, let's do it like at a hotel on a balcony where nobody probably can see us, you know what I'm saying? But we out there on the outside element. Oh no, let's do it in the middle of the road. What? Where you do that at?
That's freakiness.
But everybody got different levels.
Right.
And when you don't know a person and you call yourself a freak, you might be in their head, making them think, oh, this the one.
Like they gonna do.
I'm gonna do something he ain't, and try to rock your world because now you interlocking something you don't even know that you're interlocking because you're speaking on it in a way that she do not understand.
Yeah.
She way past that. That's simple. That's just regular sex to her.
Yeah.
But to you, no, this freaking is. But you didn't really explain it.
Is oral sex freakiness?
I ain't gonna lie. It's getting to be more regular. Oral sex. You get throw anal sex in there. You gonna get more. I think ain't gonna be more freakier, but you getting more into common now. Right. So when you start saying freaky, it's like I told you about the one that bit me.
And listen, that scares me a little bit.
Who you telling?
I like is regular sex.
So regular sex can be fun, but you gonna make it where they want it in different ways where they like it. Because when I say freaky, the handcuffs, the biting, the hot oils, the hot wax. They like stimulation and pain. Bro, they like pain. They want to see you. They want to see, they a little shocked. You know what I'm saying?
They get off on you being
They get off on pain.
But it may not be pain, it's a control.
Just really, like the choking. I almost got arrested.
Choking, that's
bro. I got into. I didn't know. I didn't like.
And listen, that's my fear with choking.
Bro, that's what I said. If I was in, and she said, put it tighter, get it tight. So you tighten it up, and you doing it at the same time. So I'm trying to give you an exact experiment how to do this.
We'll be
But
alright.
as you do it, you get a sense of strength. Because I'm hitting and she's like, oh yes, tighter. So I should think at this point you should be able to breathe. But I'm getting so excited that I'm about to get to that climax point. So I forgot to listen that she couldn't breathe. So I kept going and squeezing because I was about to pop. So was she. I had to look. She was changing colors and she was dark. You shouldn't see her change colors. I said, this is a moment.
She's still asking you to do tighter at that
She
point?
said, yeah, we got to do some safety. She was swinging her hands back, but I thought she was into it. we didn't have clarity on when to quit. So I kind of blamed her because she did that before.
Right.
I didn't do it,
Right.
and when I did it, I told her I was uncomfortable with it.
Yeah.
Because at first I had her towards me where I could see me doing it.
Right.
And she kind of turned her head so I couldn't see her face turning these colors. So I got the side of her head and I'm rocking it, I'm getting mine.
Right.
And I ain't know she was on that. But it brought her to a huge excitement because of the choke. It just got her to a point where she really liked it.
Yeah.
I wasn't used to it.
And I'm gonna tell you that. See, that's one of my fears with choking.
Yeah.
If I put my hands on you,
Yeah.
I don't really be thinking about what I'm doing. Especially if you ask me to do it hard. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
That that ain't my cup of tea. Cause I'm like, I don't need no casualty. Cause my honest concern is I don't even know where I'm going. Right? And on that trip, I don't really know where I'm going. And what if I just, miss the cue or push too hard?
That's
or,
what I said.
whatever,
That's why I was
Yeah.
around her like that. I felt kind of funny.
Yeah.
A different person. You back there, doggy style, she like, hit it. You ain't got to tell me once. I'm back there, bye.
Yeah.
It's
At a certain point, hitting it is not sexy.
Really? She wanted me to leave a handprint.
Yeah, that's what she wanted. Because she was probably wanting to feel the pain.
She wanted the pain.
I mean, the sound is cool too, but she wanted the pain.
And I didn't know all. So again, heavy-handed, not knowing, but you trying to get her that. So, pow, went out that hard. Talk about falling down.
Hey, listen, I remember one time I smacked her a little bit, right? And she was like, oh. So I put it in the program, right? Next thing you know, I see the hand.
Yeah.
Coming back blocking. I was like, well, damn, I ain't mean to take you right there, man.
You done stopped their whole.
Oh, yeah, listen, I seen feet kicking and hands.
Grab was beating her.
I don't consider myself a freak at all. You know what I'm saying?
That was freaky, bro.
Regular self.
That was freaky.
But that's freaky.
That was freaky.
That's freaky. I don't know that I had many, freaky experiences. I was, I dated an older woman when I was in college. And she took me to the next lands of that whole sex thing, and she started going places that I really wasn't interested in, and not to say that broke it off, but I just had to hold her back, all certain stuff. I'm like, you can get that, elsewhere, I'm not gonna do all that.
What was you doing, Crab?
Man, listen, when I was a young man, I wasn't into.
That's about what would she do? Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, I wasn't into anal, and she started letting me know that she liked that. You know what I mean? And I really remember the very last session I had with her. I was like, I don't want to be here. I was like, I don't want to be here.
We just like, I don't want to.
Daddy, y'all didn't tell me about this.
It's too much.
Y'all didn't tell me about this. Yeah, and not to mention 69 and you can't breathe sometimes, Okay. I was like, man, and listen, she didn't care. Right?
I would tell you one other experience that was freaky. When I was talking about threesome, and a friend of mine brought a friend.
Yeah.
She said, you talking about it now, you got to be about it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm going to tell you all day long, and I don't know if people get on, this ain't no poly type situation. This is just that freaky threesome, and this person picked that person. So it makes it work so much better because they was already friends. I did not know her, nor did I care to. because I noticed that they had their own intertwine.
Okay.
So it made it very easy for me
Right.
to be able to sit back and enjoy, but then jump into it.
Right.
So it became fun. And now this is some freaky stuff because at this point, the one is pushing me to get on to the other one.
Okay.
So, of course, naturally, that's what you want. You get excited.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
You're already here. And it's like, okay, my girl want it now. And your girl look good. She get it. She
Right.
get it. She turn around and, slide another one on, and you ride back up in there, and she all into you. I mean, you don't know her, but it's like you know each other, and then them two are playing with each other while I'm doing it. So now I have double the pleasure, double the fun, and they ain't fighting, they having fun.
Right.
So it's like, wow, this is different.
Right.
This is definitely freaky. I'm liking it. They ain't enjoying themselves. I'm definitely enjoying mine. So I get done and we kind of land and we chilling. I don't know what to say.
Nothing to say.
Right, and because I'm cool with one person. I don't really know the other person.
Yeah.
So the other person already wondering like when they can come back. This that. So what I did was I let the friend of mine do the talking.
Right.
So they asking me like when this is gonna happen again, and I let my friend handle like, well, okay, well I'll call you and let you know, And it's like, oh yeah, okay, well y'all gonna walk me out and. Like, no, that's your friend.
Yeah.
You walk out.
Yeah.
And that's the cue for them to get going. But of course, she ended up coming back. And she was like, okay, so I bet you want another round, right? Or you want to do this again? And I was like, well, this was your surprise to me. I appreciate what you did. So, you'll be asking for a number. And I'm like, why would I ask for a number? I don't mess with it. But it was a test, just trying to see if that's where you was going to go. So, again, some of this stuff can go so many different ways. Now, I had another situation where I met two at a club, and I bring them back, and I'm thinking it's going to go this way, and they dang near start fighting.
Right, because they was trying to figure out who's going to
Yeah, they was who really going to be with me. It wasn't about no threesome. It was about, I really want you, but I came because I didn't think she was going to go through with it. And it's like, okay, well, ain't nothing got to go down. I mean, we were just chilling and trying to have some fun. So if y'all don't feel good about it, it's cool. It's no pressure. I don't know. It's some pressure. We came and I go with you. She the one hating. What you mean hating? Nobody. So they start arguing. So this is before any clothes came off or anything. But you in my bedroom arguing where I'm thinking it's about to be down having fun. And it was downright embarrassing. Like right now, I got to take both y'all. Y'all got to go.
You got
this is ridiculous, and I'm not gonna mess with either one.
Yeah.
Because if I did, I already knew it was gonna be a disaster.
Right.
So we're gonna not come back just to that. It's just understand all freaky situations don't always lead you down the road you want.
Yeah.
I can tell you some good stories, some bad stories, but now that you know them, I don't care to go back to them. And that's why I would be very scared to get into a poly because how them two women acted around me, I wouldn't want two in my house at that same time. I'm good. Stick with one.
There you go. And
That's
we'll
me.
be right back with our last segment of Bar Talk with Jay right after this.
We talking about people's freakiness. Oh my Lord.
Yeah, and what we ultimately realize is that, all that inner freak is really just trying to satisfy a need. It's trying to satisfy this need, but, we discussed it pretty squarely that the need to be satisfied doesn't fill the void. Right?
No.
Whatever you do to try and satisfy the need, that's not going to fill the void. Ultimately, we got to come back to some real healing. Just expressing your inner freak is not going to make you feel better. It's not going to add any value to your life. And I think that's been one of the greatest points made here tonight. It's not just about the session. It's about your need to be whole and complete again.
Mm-hmm.
And again, there are so many people who are running from real life that rather than sitting in a room alone at home trying to discover how to fix their problem or how to heal themselves, asking the Lord for healing, they'll go out and have a session. They go out to the Cuddy Buddy and, forget about it for a couple, 3 hours and still looking at the same stuff the next day. And I tell you what, Jay.
What's that, bro?
I have this notion, right?
What's your notion?
That, and this is a little far-fetched, okay?
Give it to me.
But in the midst of sex, I think that there are some things that are happening in the midst of it that tear down one's spirit.
Okay.
All right. I'm just talking about how potentially sex can be destructive. Right.
Okay.
And I don't know if anybody's ever noticed a pattern, but you ever had a time where you were feeling a certain kind of way, you had a door open to go do some Cuddy Buddy type work, and you go and do the Cuddy Buddy type work, and then the next day shit seems a little worse. Right?
All right.
The problems get bigger. It just seems like, you just can't catch a break. And I believe that sometimes is because we're spewing out some negative energy in some of those sessions.
Okay.
Right? Just because it feels good. Excuse me. Just because it feels
really
good.
felt good to you, boy.
Just because it feels good physically doesn't mean that it is good for your spirit.
I can understand that.
And you may be operating in channels of the spirit that continue to bring destruction and maybe pain or suffering or any of those other things to your life.
I can understand exactly what you're saying because
Excuse me.
you can be damaging the person that you're on or with.
You could be doing that as well.
Because that person could be seeing that as an opportunity that we could be when that's not what you even want.
Right.
You escaping yourself and you're just doing this to feel good, to run from a problem that you already have existing, and it feels good to her. Now it's going to her freak side. Now she's willing to do more and do a lot more with you, but it's for the wrong reason. It's just to get more that's going to be unfulfilled, because I'm going to wake up and I'm still going to be in this dark hole, and then they're going to be wondering, was it just good? I got him all over there all quiet. So now mentally, they're all jacked up because they're trying to get more into you when they know it really wasn't something, but they made it something.
Right.
And that's what can happen a lot of times when it comes to sex if your mental ain't there. And that's why, again, being freaky with everybody or being with everybody is going to cause more of a problem because everybody's not on that level.
Everybody's not on that level.
And that level can change the whole game.
I would normally say I can't think of a person who would stop the process of having sex or releasing their inner freak because they realize they might do some damage. Right? I can't think of a person, male or female. I just can't. I think that's that's difficult. That's a difficult task. You'd be like, I know I shouldn't do this, but I'm gonna go ahead and knock it down anyway. And that that mentality is destructive especially when you should do it, right? I mean, ain't no 30-year-old man got any interest. Should have no business having sex with an 18, 19-year-old girl. You know what I'm saying?
She probably whoop him.
She just might.
There right there
nowadays, but he's not gonna stop if she give it to him. You know what I mean? And perhaps she's not gonna stop because she's trying to fulfill her inner freak as well. So I think it's been a very healthy discussion. The first thing that that I shared during the show was there's a great dichotomy between when you start showing people your inner freak. You're either going to show it to them right away or you're going to hold off for a while. And Brittany, our guest tonight, has basically suggested that if you hold off, at least for some time, at least till you can see the horizon, at least till you can see that there's some hope, then, it'll be good. If you can hold it, it'll be good, right? If you can hold off until you see something, it'll be good, but it's ultimately about the vibe. It's ultimately, the vibe is what will take you into the land of having the opportunity to share your inner freak, right? And again, the vibe comes from talking, and the vibe comes from sex.
Yeah.
And, talking brings you to sex. I don't know if sex brings you to talking.
All I know is Brittany be reading about Ruth. She read early on that she got to monitor what she do and make a reputation before her.
Yes.
So when someone finds her, they know her. So spreading it and giving it ain't the way you want to be known. But knowing that I ain't no fool for nobody, but I can be charmed, woo, gives you an idea what you might want to do. So her whole thing is just giving it to everybody. Ain't gonna get you the Boaz that you're looking for, but the beating and all the rest of it can happen when you do a lot of foolishness. But if you think it through and you make a plan, then it'll be more of a success.
Right.
She works for a successful plan, not looking this to be played. You can go have fun to a point. At some point, you got to be held accountable. Don't be played when you don't really want that. Be strong and don't let people push you into something that you don't want to do.
Right.
And I really feel like this whole thing about inner freak and the rest, I really feel like everybody on different levels. And if you don't know that person, don't give them what they don't understand. Because I think that's how I made some people crazy. I went in their chest and they looked at me and they said, I know you talking about no arguing relationship, but I'm going to tell you right now, you might want to change your number and understand you my man. And it changed instantly. All because of some things that you was doing, even though it was communicated. They get in their feelings and it changes things. In their head, it changes.
And you know, we didn't cover that at all, but yeah, sometimes you lay it down and they want to fall in love.
That's it.
You know?
And they ain't playing, bro.
Yeah.
They knock windows out and everything else. They trying to tell you.
Yeah.
Well, you just lay there. I'll wipe you up and you my man. You think you ain't go home.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's how it can be.
And I ain't saying
for all.
Yeah. When you say that, what do you touch in her? Is that somehow touching her inner freak? Like when they have sex and they fall in love, is that where I shook her inner freak up a little bit? Is it take inner freak for her to start feeling like that?
When you make her have a hard orgasm and she ain't used to it, it rattles and changes a lot of things, even in you, because you feel it. You feel her. She's throbbing, pulsating. So when you get that, you already know it's different. You already know when she get up, she gonna be different. And that difference is gonna change everything in your future the minute she get up. Because at that point, either she gonna say you gotta go because is this too much, or you ain't gonna never leave here. The door gonna lock and your whole life gonna change. And that's why I told you gotta watch it, because you can make somebody crazy in love, and that ain't what you mean to do. And that's why I said that inner freak and doing somebody like that can lead you down a road that you don't care for.
Yeah.
But if you really are smart, if you really talk to her and you find out the things that she really want to kind of do, don't do them then, but surprise her. And I ain't talking about for Valentine's Day. I'm just talking about surprise her when she down, when she ain't feeling her best. And I ain't talking about this health-wise, just things are coming on her, and you able to satisfy her with some of the things that she like to do. At that point, it becomes more stimulating and more mental to her, because she told you what she wanted to do and you never did it.
Yeah.
And then you surprised her because I never not listened to you.
Yeah.
I just didn't want to do it all what you did.
There you go.
Then you gonna blow mine. That's when you change the game, baby.
There you go. Listen, it is time for us to get out of here tonight.
Yeah.
We hope you folks have enjoyed this show. I most certainly have. It's been a great discussion between Jay and I, and again, we really appreciate you folks. This is Bar Talk with Jay. My name is Craftmatic. This is my boy Smooth Jay. We are here every Thursday, 7 to 9, Facebook Live, doing it big like we do. Share this, like it, share, like, subscribe, send it to all your friends and family, and continue to come out and enjoy some of the stimulating dialogue. We do this only for you. We hope this has been edifying to your spirit. We love you. We appreciate you. And with that, folks, we are out.
Ain't no last calls here.
Bar Talk with Jay.